in. Good morning, Bongbong Maya. Mabuti naman. It's about 5:30 p.m. dito. Medyo overcast, but very good. Good morning sa inyong lahat Pilipinas, lalo dyan sa Pangasinan.
Yes, ma'am. At Ma'am Marisa, kamustahin lang natin yung mga update dito sa naging Alaska Summit, no, ma'am, dito sa paghaharap ni na President Vladimir Putin at President Donald Trump.
Yung meeting nila hapon, we call a historic meeting. It was President Putin was with a display of US power and might. So habang shook hands, there's two bunkers and 4 F-35 that flew over. Habang nag-shake sila. So this is to him a warm welcome with our carp treatment. Grabe. So very grandeur yung treatment pagdating dito. Pero after the meeting for almost hours, basta, and they came with negative and positive na mga statements nila, which you can see yung conference, Vladimir Putin said a lot of very positive word to President Trump. But at the end of the day, when President Trump, there's a deal, there's no deal. All he highlighted na he very positive assessment to the progress has been made. However, sabi niya, many points were agreed to, and there are only a few things that were left behind. But he didn't describe points till after yung interviews kahapon. Everything's very, so hindi sila nagbigay ng questions and answers sa mga reporters after the meeting. And rightly so, kasi it's a very delicate matter. So kung yung mga pinag-usapan nila, kailangan has to be with and discussed first. So after nung summit, U.S. President Trump spoke with the Ukrainian counterpart Vladimir Zelensky hours of the summit regarding the meeting with President Putin. And then he also talked to NATO leaders after the after he failed reach a deal to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So sabi ni Putin said he and Trump had reached an understanding at Ukraine and warned Europe to impede the recent progress. Sabi the Russian leader appealed Moscow long position it is sincerely interested in putting an end to the war in Ukraine, but for that to happen, sabi niya, all the causes of the crisis must be eliminated. He added that he agreed with Trump ensuring Ukraine's security and Moscow was ready to work on this without offering any details. Yung mga sources na lumabas after the meeting yesterday, sa sources, Putin demands control entire Donetsk region. Trump says Zelensky has got a big deal, and Zelensky reported to have rejected the demand. Zelensky to visit Trump on Monday with European back. Europeans say that he will maintain or ease pressure Russia. So a ruler today, Washington, Moscow, U.S. President Donald Trump said to that Ukraine taken to end war in Russia because Russia is a power and they're not after, sabi niya, hindi sila as big as Russia, sabi niya kay Ukraine. After the summit with Vladimir Putin was reported to have dominated more Ukrainian land. So, ayun mga naiiwan na mga hindi sila nakasuwa. So, after the meeting kahapon sa ni President sa X, it was determined by all the best, the best to end the horrific war between Russia and Ukraine is go directly to peace agreement. We would end the war, not just mere ceasefire agreement, which oftentimes do not hold up, Trump said and posted on his Truth Social. So yung encourage na Zelensky shake the deal with Putin So, however, na makaroon ng meeting Zelensky and President Trump Lunes and to go over all the what have this during Alaska summit. So we'll see kung magkakaroon ng agreement to finalize everything na fully itong thing with Zelensky and Monday will be the end of this war. So that's what we hope for.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Marisa, itong inaasahang paghaharap din ni na Volodymyr Zelensky at Pangulong Trump dyan mismo sa Washington. Kamusta yung paghahanda ng US patungkol dito? At ano din yung kanilang pag-uusapan? Patungkol pa rin po ba ito sa usapin ng war or any other idea patungkol dito, Ma'am Marisa?
It's the meeting of President Zelensky and President Trump is purely about Ukraine war and Russia war. Because you can see over and over again, gusto ni Trump matap na mamakit thousands of Russian and Ukrainian military soldiers are killed every day. Gusto niya na natapos na para itong ang daming namamatay na talo tapos itong agree itong kanilang na ganito. So, maraming appointed kahapon dahil the scheduling yesterday was supposed to be 3-hour meeting and kung nagpo mga agreement, we will break for lunch. So, the fact walang ng lunch and they all home, alam nila na was no deal. However, maliwanag naman ni Trump ang what Putin is looking for. So that's the reason why sinasabi na Zelensky to make an agreement with Putin because Russia is a lot more powerful than Ukraine. So I have a thing na itong makiusa kayo this Monday to go over because Russia is sending for them to have more of the land, which is Zelensky is checking it. But I have a feeling na ito yung tinatawag natin na Trump will be like deciding kung yung okay, kung gustong matapos itong war na to, you have to, kasi kailangan may compromise yung sinasabi ni Trump na both of them need to do compromises, which is both of them ayaw. So it's a good thing that Trump is trying to work with both of them. Both of them need to give up things to make work. So hopefully successful ang magiging meeting Zelensky at sa Lunes. So we're hoping that this war with Ukraine and Russia will be done over with. Kung hindi naman, President Trump is aware na yung next act niya is to hit Russia with severe tariff. And for Russia to be hit with terror in the US, it will disable economy. It will hit them big na magkaroon ng problema sa economy. Eh, the funny is, nung pumunta si Putin nung sa Alaska kahapon, nagla siya ng aming tauhan to talk about the economy. Like if this is a tariff meeting, it doesn't. Kasi he wants to have a piece of the negotiation with the US. They need it in their economy. Trump is not going to work with because this purely a summit between Ukraine-Russia war. So, yan ang magiging susunod gagawin. Then I strongly think the display of the 2 big bombers, F-35 fighters, and hundreds of F-22 lined up to show Putin that with all this gadgets we don't have. And I strongly think it was intentional because it was pretty great. And for summit to display of such, I've never seen it. Pero kahapon, that was there and it was very dramatic. And, Putin thought it was part of the red carpet, that he was supporting part of the world leaders. He can feel that he wants to think it's display purposes na kung to display that these are stuff that possibly can be used. Na hopefully the end of the war will be worked out. I see. Yun lang aking assessment. A lot of people think the same way.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sa kabila ng mga yung naging usapan po kahapon, there's this point po na sinasabi ng mga ilang analyst, ma'am, na parang ito yung umpisa ng diplomatikong paraan para po sa ceasefire. Pero merong mga ibang nagsasabi po, ma'am, na parang nabaliwala raw po yung unang parang yung sa Ukraine, po, ma'am, kasi parang yung nangyari kasi sa loob mismo nung ay yung pong US at yung Russia yung nandun, at ganang nabanggit nyo, after the meeting, di nagkaroon ng pagkakataon yung ilan sa mga nandoon, ma'am, na magtanong regarding po sa meeting, ma'am. Any take with this matter po?
So, I think it was intentional na hindi na normally kami nasa may mga open questions with the reports. So, this is like lahat na tao kasi aming mga reporters that were there, they basically said cordial to each other and they took the microphone and a story. Because itong question na ito is very urgent. This is a very delicate matter. Imagine mo, it took a long time before Putin agreed to meet Trump. So this is a delicate matter that has to be handled with the most most care, kailangan question and answers. And the fact na marami ding nareklamo bakit President Trump met with Putin na wala Zelensky. Well, that's a part of negotiations. Kailangan kausapin mo hindi pwede yung nag-aaway pag tagpuhin mo sila kaagad. Kailangan na meron ng referee. So it is a part, part of negotiation is in the right direction. So alam ni Trump kung exactly what Putin wants. Trump already knew what Zelensky wants. Pero rin niyang sinasabi na that they're both very top leaders. Lagi rin sinabi ni Trump na both of you need to compromise. Walang mangyayari dito kung walang compromise. But the good with that is lahat ng mga yung ito and the European Union King Zelensky, they're getting pressure kasi karamihan ngayong mga weapon na pinapala sa Ukraine is coming, they're paying that right now. So the pressure is on Russia, but at the same time, based on what Trump saying, yung pag-post niya lang X nung after kahapon, nasabi now is up to Zelensky to make this deal with Putin. So, based on yung mapag-aral nila past, kung yung pag-apan nila, hopefully magko-compromise. Alam na ni Trump kung what is the minimum Russian president accept. Alam ni Trump ano ang gagawin ni Zelensky to start war. So, it will be very interesting, but I think glad that Arsenal is trying everything can to make this work so that this will end. Because it's costing Americans a lot of billions of dollars.
Yes, yes, Ma'am Marisa. At dito, Ma'am, inaasahan ba natin na itong tatlong mga leaders ay maaring mag-usap sa isang area sa mga susunod na mga araw, ma'am?
Actually, that's a conversation they're having now. If you've heard about the conference gusto ni President Vladimir Putin na punta si Trump sa Moscow. That is not going to happen. Although sabi niya, we'll see, we can make it happen, but it won't. Because there are a lot of rules about international law that there's a danger to him. So he won't. So there's a lot of possibilities. They may somewhere like Turkey to it was meant that Turkey is for them. So one of that Moscow is not going to end. So there is going to possibility that pag-usip at saka si Zelensky bukas, then the possibility that they'll be acting all of them. But I also understand that some of the European leaders wanted to be there. Only sa nila na bukas, some of the European leaders wanted to be present with Zelensky votes. So really,
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, may ba tayo ng topic dito naman sa nananalasang hurricane ngayon? Diyan po sa US, kamusta na po ngayon? Ano na pong balita dito, ma'am, sa Hurricane Irene?
So, sabi na per UN today na first major hurricane of the season. Erin is a monster storm, one of the strongest in the sea so far. Been a hurricane and rapid strength into Category 5 storm. It is expected to be a direct hit on US but will create very dangerous surf. So kahapon, minutes after the 11 o'clock advisory, actually day, Saturday dito, no? After 11 o'clock, which is an hour ago, when Hurricane Hunter craft confirmed the storm rapid intensification remarkably within 24 hours. Erin was the first hurricane of the fastest jump to Category 5 ever recorded in the Atlantic. Sabi niya na their arrangements are making dumping heavy rains. Malakas ulan na talagang dinadam sa Leeward Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands with Puerto Rico feeling effects hanggang bukas. And that's flat right now is effect. So Hurricane Erin, they strengthened to a feared Category 5 hurricane with sustained winds. Kahapon 84 miles per hour. Ngayon is now up 160 miles per hour. The storm traveled west over the Atlantic, according to the National Hurricane Center. The hurricane is now expected to a direct hit on the United States, but still drop dangerous surf conditions along the East Coast. Sinasabi hindi naman direct, pero according to the National Hurricane Center, it would. We still expect this eventually make more northward turn is offshore of the East Coast of the United States. So that's certainly news. But to deal with the storm, this purpose ng AccuWeather senior meteorologist Dan Pinocchi na this can change at any time. So sabi niya as the direct right now parang wala. But sa lakas niya, sabi niya will affect a lot of parts of the United States. According to the National Hurricane Center, tropical storm conditions are possible in the Turks, Caicos Islands during the next 40 hours. Additionally, tropical storm form winds are possible in the southeast Bahamas beginning bukas, Sunday, August 17, the center said. So, as they're watching, no, ang kanyang vision is dadaan lang siya dito sa US, but even with that, nahihit ang East Coast, malalakas na ulan, malakas na waves, because it's very strong. Imagine from 84 miles an hour to 160. Kung makita mo parang kalakas na also at 3 kanina, it is about 6 hours ago, Erin was located about 105 miles northwest of one of the northward, the Leeward Islands, and at 107 miles, 75 miles north in Puerto Rico. It was moving fast at about 15 miles per hour with winds speed up to 60. So talagang yung niyang wind was very strong, but the fact 15 miles per hour, medyo mabal ang paglas niya sa mga. So habang it's passing through, it's leading this rain and yung mga wave malalakas at baas.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Marisa, dito sa itong Hurricane Erin na ito, anong pinaka-apektadong mga estado ng US natin, ma'am? May mga bilang na po ba dito? At kamusta yung mga residente sa mga areang ito sa ating update po dyan?
So sabi na Erin is expected to hold Category 5 intensity until Monday morning or gradually weaken. So still water in Atlantic water will keep strong. Sabi na the forecast to remain major Category 3 hurricane by Thursday as it passes Bermuda north. Pero ang nila na Florida means no direct threat to the coast, but Erin will still have flex its muscles. Sabi na Central Florida Atlantic beaches can expect waves of 4 to 6 feet. Florida by the Space Coast about 5 to 10 range. So it creates surf and bubble ocean and east of Florida, field areas reach through danger surf and current all week long. So, dahil nga pag-move nung hurricane is only 50 miles an hour, nahihit ang mga edges ng Florida and the East Coast. So, yun. So, parang kanina, yung mga weather people were telling people start like magkakaroon ng mga pagkain 5 days, kailangan mag-prepare na yung mga phone, magkakaroon ng mga i-charge lang mga cell banks, and make sure that water and make sure ready to be evacuated. They need to, but lagi niyan pag may mga hurricane, may mga storms, they all tell people, lalo mga airs na ito, lagi sila hihit, lagi merong reserve foods. And pag may bagong notice na ganito, kailangan na merong storage food 5 day and also electricity, gasol, kailangan may mandi, ganon. So, nakakari ang mga to kasi pag dumating yung storm, too late na. So,
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, matapos ma-develop ito bilang isang tropical storm noong Biyernes at ngayon ay naitaas na nga sa Category 5, ito pong si Hurricane Irene. Kumusta po yung power supply po ninyo dyan sa inyo pong mga area na affected po nito?
Lahat ng mga, kanina ko lang about 30 minutes ago, ang kanilang mga tower is intact. Although, kasi minsan itong mga storm na to, yung kanyang dinaanan na prena nila, pagkatapos biglang babalik o kaya makot, no? So, naka-ready lahat mga electricians, just like they said, cell phone towers. So, laging naka-ready ang mga technicians for cell tower, for the electrical places. At the same time, ang mga tao sinasabihan na kulang kurente, kailangan merong soon, kailangan meron kayong kanila, kailangan meron kayong mga backup power, maraming tao, mga generator. So, laging sinasabihan, always be ready for the worst. So, just in case, kasi napakalakas niya because of all the weather that is going on. Ang intensity went in less than 11 hours, it went Hurricane 5. Diretso, pinakamaras, grabe.
Ma'am, hanggang kailan ito mananalasa dyan sa US, ma'am?
So, they're expecting it will last for the whole week. Sabi nila na they're expecting na it's all week long. So, Sabado din ngayon. So, kasi mga bang Florida, sila, na-warning sila. So, this will last for the whole week, sabi ng some weather people. Two weather places indicated that it will be here for a whole week.
Yes, ma'am. So, wala pang naitatalang mga nasaktan or mga balita dyan, ma'am, na nasawi dahil dito sa nasabing hurricane, ma'am?
Wala pa kasi yung daanong storm is along the Atlantic. Pero yung mga anan niya ang the East Coast, yung mga gilid-gilid ang natamaan. Pero actually, yung trajectory nung storm is in the waters. Pero yung syempre yung dinaanan niya nga state, yung ng Florida, Georgia, nahi sila with the rain and yung lakas ng wind. Pero as of right now, wala pa nang apektuhan mga resident areas. Pero yung tip ng East Coast, yan ang dinadaanan niya. Pero so wala pa na awa ng Diyos.
Yes, ma'am. Compared before ng mga naranasan po ninyong hurricane, kumusta itong lakas ng Irene? Mas malakas po ba o mas mahina po compared sa mga nauna pong naranasan po ninyo, ma'am?
Sabi ng weather person kanina, this is of the strongest hurricane that came into since 2017. So, nalat nga siya na like, within 11 hours, it went hurricane to category 5. So, ang we're hoping for, it keeps going, na mag-weekend siya from category 5 category 3. So, yun ang ilang expectation. So hopefully kung ilan, as of right now, kanyang yung path niya din is all Atlantic waters, but hindi mo lang alam kung babalik siya o mag-U-turn. Nevertheless, kung by time na pupunta sa land, kung hit ng level, hopefully it will hit category 3. Yun ang nilang predict or that they're expected to be. Para hindi masyadong lakas.
Yes, ma'am.
Pero ito, kasi sabi, remain major category by Thursday. So, sa mga ito, sa Linggo, Lunes, Martes, Biyernes, that's days. So, sabi niya, it remained to be major category hurricane by Thursday. So, that's in 6 days. So, the hurricane is here to sail longer. And of course, yung kanyang mahihit is coast.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sa areang dinaanan nitong nasabing bagyo, rainy season na po ba yung status nila doon, ma'am?
It is actually, as of right now, we're in ending, ang summer will end August 21 or 20. Pero dyan sa mga part yan, talagang hurricane season siya. Yes, hurricane season. So kaya ito very first hurricane is Category 5. Kaya Oregon, kaming mga hurricane dito. But even we're being able to be prepared, na kailangan yung umaasa mga kurte because last year, may mga taong they did not have no electricity for 6 weeks. Kung minsan nangyayari taglamig. So, yan ang mga sabi ngayon na you have to back up yung don't rely on electricity. Kaya po, bumili ko ng dalawang gasol, yung dalawang ng gasol just in case. And then of course, kailangan replenish yung dry food, mga tubig. So, those are things that are required to prepare. Kasi dyan sa East Coast, dagan talaga ng hurricane and it is the beginning of hurricane. Actually, hurricane season is still in July.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Marisa, baka may nais pa kayong mga banggitin or mga shout-out po. Go ahead, Ma'am Marisa.
Well, we hope that the world will be more peaceful pag matapos na itong war ng Ukraine and Russia. We pray that that will happen soon. And kumusta kayo dyan sa Pilipinas? Happy days and sana na-search kayo. I would like to have a shout out the number 1 Bombo fan, Antonio Barca dyan sa Isabela Estrella, si Liz Narte Ramil, Reno, Nevada, si Linda Ganier sa Hawaii. Kumusta ka lahat? And yung lahat, it's also a pleasure being with you, Bombo Liver and Bombo Mora. It was an honor to be with you today.
Yes, Ma'am Marisa Pascual. At maraming salamat po sa inyong oras at nakapanayam namin kayo, Ma'am.
Thank you, Bombo Oliver and Rito sa SA. Ako si International News Correspondent Marisa Pascual. Sa number 1 most trusted, unmatched source news information, it's Bombo Rock Philippines. Bombo.
Thank you, Ma'am. God bless po.
God bless. Thank you.
Oras natin mga kabombo, 32 minutos makalipas ang alas 9 ng umaga. At yan mga kabombo, itong naging panayam kay Ma'am Marisa Pascual, ang ating Bombo International News Correspondent sa USA, mga kabombo, patungkol sa usapin ng naging Alaska Summit kahapon.